Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rainbow Dave and welcome to your Courseplay tutorial. Now as you can see, the combine is full and I don't really want to empty it myself. I really don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a course to do it. Now I'm going to show you two different kinds, and we'll be using our trusty T4 here with the Brantner. You can pretty much use any trailer. It's a bit easier if you use kind of something that doesn't have a... I'm just going to move the baler out of the way actually, because I want to bring the course through here, and the combine will it'll get in the combine's way later on. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm having some issues with the game today, I apologise. So I'm just going to leave the baler there. This first course that I'm going to show you works with all trailers. The second kind, it's better if you got straight trailers. So the first kind is pretty much the basic course. This is the basic unload course, and like I said, I'm having some problems with the game. So what you're going to want to do is you can set it on combi mode here. Is it? I just need to check. Yes, empty combine and offload. And you can go pretty much wherever you like. I personally like setting it from corners. And you just hit start course recording. And now OBS is lagging. Brilliant. And you just drive around down to the tip point. And this is all in a straight line. You can have the trailer attached, no problem at all. You just drive around to the tip point in a nice bit of a loop, being careful enough that you can, you know, get the course recorded. Normally I'd be doing this while the combine's starting off, but for the purposes of showing you guys, I'm just going to empty this trailer very quickly. You don't have to empty the trailer while you're doing this, by the way. I just figured, seeing as I was there already, I might as well empty the trailer. I apologise, I think I'm coming down with a bit of cold. In any case, my throat's very tickly today. So you don't have to empty the trailer. I did because the trailer needed to be emptied. But it's not something you absolutely have to do for this course. So this is a bizarrely shaped field. Now you can see the trees there. I cannot stop here. I would like to stop at this corner of the field. OBS has stopped picking up the game. Brilliant. I'm going to have to do some... Oh no. Is it started again? It has. I would like to stop here. But if the combine is over here and needs to be emptied, the driver's just going to go straight into these trees. So that's not a good idea. So instead what I'm going to do is re-record this course later apparently. I'm going to... Actually, I probably will re-record this course afterwards, but it's a bit messy. It's just for demonstration purposes, really. I'm going to go up to this corner of the field, because if I stop here, you can see the entire field, except for that little corner, and the Courseplay driver will know not to go there anyway. So I'm going to stop the recording and just save it as temp field 30 unload. Game's lagging again. I think I misspelled unload. I am having some minor technical issues. Oh no. Straight course. Okay. And we'll just hit. Now, to set it off, you can set automatic search. I find that selecting manually is a lot more reliable. You just select the combine you're using, in this case the TC590. And you hit drive course. Now the combine is, at the moment, it's stopped. And you can see the driver coming down here. It's gonna just weave into the crops, unfortunately. And it's going to pick up a little trail the combine leaves behind. There we go. Drive underneath. And occasionally, if you have the pipe out, it will cause issues, but in this case it doesn't. Now I'm going to set the combine to continue on the oops. I meant to hit nearest waypoint. So I'm going to set the combine to continue on the course here, and you'll just see what happens here. The combine is at 76%, so now the combine is going to continue driving while it's emptying. Now it's not the greatest demonstration here because it's come to the end of the line, but the combine will continue driving in a straight line until it's empty. It will be stopped until it's about 80%, 70 to 80% from full. Like, this is a bad explanation. From when the combine is full, it will stop. If the combine is full, it will stop. That is a given. It's not going to try and continue on. It will empty, stopped, until it's at 70 to 80%, and then it will start driving again. Now the Courseplay driver in the T4 here will know to, I'm just going to hit drive now, will know to continue driving beside it because the combine isn't fully empty, because the combine hasn't told it to drive on yet. But so until it hits the end of the row, it'll continue on a straight line and be unloaded continuously while it's going. The game is not being picked up again. I'm going to stop the driver for a moment. I have absolutely no control over what's going on at the moment, unfortunately. So is it picking up the game now? OBS is having some issues today. It's kind of picking up the game. Okay, so it's picking up the game again. So I'm going to hit drive course, and the New Holland here is going to just continue on his merry way along the course we recorded earlier, and I'm just going to show all own waypoints so that you can see it is following the course more or less exactly as I laid it out earlier on. Now that's perfectly fine if you've got a situation where you can just drive over a grate and continue on. But what happens if the game lags? What happens if this is actually a building and you can't drive through it? What happens if you can't drive through, you know, the tip point? Well, there is a secondary option. I'm going to stop the driver here and just show you this one. So I'm going to bring the trailer up over here somewhere and drop it off, which sounds a bit odd. I mean, I'm recording a course to unload the trailer. Why on earth would I want to drop it off? Well, the reason is if you're recording a course that involves reversing, Courseplay requires that the game lags, of course. Courseplay requires that you don't have a trailer on. There are a few other requirements, and we'll get to that in a minute. So as you can see, I'm driving through the field now with just the tractor, and I'm going to start up the course at roughly the same point as the other one. But I'm going to make a couple of changes. So we'll start the course recording here again, and we'll drive on with just the tractor. And what we'll do is we'll bring it down over here, and we're going to pretend that the shed is blocking off this half of what we want to go to. So the shed the shed is magically at the end of the tip trigger, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it down here, and this is a good place to show you as well, and we're going to turn the wrong direction and just go over here a small bit, okay? Then you hit this button to start reverse driving, and what you do is you reverse in a straight line. It has to be a straight line. I discovered this the hard way, but it has to be a straight line, and you can't put a waypoint there because then it'll knacker things up until you get to the tip point, and you stop the reverse driving and you drive on forwards again and just continue the course as normal. I'm going to bring it up to, let's say, actually I'm going to bring this up to beside where I started just to show that you can do this, that you can just create a complete loop if you really want. And that's what I used to do the whole time. I thought that was the most efficient way of getting Courseplay to do it. Now, I was wrong, and I seriously want to know what's wrong with my computer today that it's just acting up. You can do this it's not the most efficient way to Courseplay a course, but you can. And seeing as I didn't get exit combi mode, I still got the combine selected. And I'm just going to pick up the trailer now. And wonderfully, the combine is actually sat waiting for this tractor to arrive. Now I know I've had questions before in my Let's Play about how to get multiple tractors on the same course. I will get to that eventually. The basics of it really are where's it going? Oh good. The basics of it really are oops, I've clicked outside the game. You line up your tractors, we'll say 1, 2 and 3. And this is going to take a moment to get the combine. There we go. You line them up in the order you want them to be driving the course in. We'll say a T4, T6 and then a T8. Now obviously that's not the best way to do it because everything will be held up at the T4, but you know, you get 3 of the same tractor. I'm just using 3 different ones as an example. A T4 followed by a T6 followed by a T8. What you do is you line them up in the order you want them to go in, and you set off the T4 first, and that'll pick up the combine first. And then immediately afterwards you set off the T6. But you're going to have to wait for a minute to set off the T8 unless you start the T8 halfway around the course. It's a bit complicated, but if you start them off in the order you want them to be picked up in by the combine, they will be picked up in that order every single time. T4, T6, T8, T4, 6, 8, 4, 6, 8, 4, 6, 8. Every single time they will be picked up in the correct order, in the order in which you started them and in which you parked them up in the first place. That's why, if you watch my Let's Play, I always seem to park up the tractors in a specific order. When I got multiple tractors on the same course, before I even start anything. I'm just going to get this guy to drive on now so that I can demonstrate the reversing course, which hopefully I've recorded right. I do have issues with reversing courses, so I tend not to use them as much as I probably could. Mind you, I don't really need them. So this is just a temporary course. I'm going to be deleting both the courses I've recorded in this tutorial and re-recording them for the purposes of my Let's Play because they're messy and I don't like them. These are just demonstrations. You should really take a bit of time thinking out where you want your course to go, kind of plan it out in your head before you do anything, and just make sure that everything is going the way you want it to go and where you want it to go. I mean, I've taken before a couple of hours to set up 3 or 4 courses around one map just to get things going the way that I wanted them to go. Now the T4 is in traffic. Why is it in traffic? I think I know the issue, so I'm gonna I think I know what the issue is. I'm gonna actually rebind the mouse into the screen there like that, and I think this is the issue. Now of course the issue could be the trailer, in which case I have no idea how to fix this. I don't normally do reversing courses, as I've already said, so the problem could very easily be the trailer. Okay, let's go drive course. No, it was in fact the header trailer. Now you can see I'm not touching anything. It is running on Courseplay when Courseplay is running, as if you use Courseplay you'll know you have absolutely no input in what happens. The only way you have input is if you stop the driver. Now the driver is running. It's reached the tip trigger and it's going to stop up in a moment and tip out. This is working perfectly. I don't know if you're seeing this, but it is tipping out all of the grain, and now it's driving on again, and it's going to do that every single time without fail because I've moved the header trailer that was apparently in the way. And what Courseplay does is the reason you record it with just the tractor is Courseplay will automatically compensate for where the back of the trailer is going. You want the tractor to be going where the back of the trailer is going, so you can reverse it halfway over the tip trigger and Courseplay pick up the tip trigger and then say, oh, I've got the tip trigger now. I can just go on and, I can stop up here, tip out my load, and then drive forwards again, because I've reached the point at which I was told to... What is going on? I've reached the point at which I was told to, empty. So I can just continue on with the other side of the course where I'm going forwards now. So here's going to be an example of the combine I mentioned in... I think it was the last tutorial. It probably won't happen very much, but the combine's going to be driving on here, and this is the reason I prefer to use Courseplay for combines and the drivers, because the combine's continuing and the driver is driving along right beside it, getting all of the grain out of the tank. And you can see up here, thanks to the glimpse mod, that the TC590 is emptying slowly. The New Holland T475 is filling slowly. That's why I use Courseplay, is just to speed things up, because it's a lot nicer to see all lines than these gaps everywhere. Mind you, that gap was from the demonstration, the previous one. And Courseplay will automatically decide where a good place to stop the driver is. It occasionally chooses bad places. Actually, it regularly does. They just get in the way, but normally it'll pick a pretty reasonable place. Now that is a reasonably logical place to be stopping up, because it's out of the way of the combine, or it should be, and it's not in the crops. And Courseplay will try and avoid driving on the crops if it all can. So yeah, this has been yet another Courseplay tutorial. This has been your tutorial on unloading combines and setting up courses for that. I've been Rainbow Dave. Thank you very much for watching. Please join me again if you want any more Courseplay tutorials. They won't all be on this map, I promise. I will see you next time, or in my Let's Play, which I encourage you to watch, obviously.